The story will continue in a moment.
And now, another totally objective and unbiased report from our super serious team of professionals at 60 Minutes.
My freedom signals a light of hope.
Mohsen Madawi says he was hopeful but surprised when a federal judge ordered his release last week.
Mohsen Abu Kildaju Madawi was just your average American hippie jailed by the fascist Trump administration for the crime of wanting peace and love.
The work and the activism that we have done was centered in the energy of love.
Nobody can silence us!
All right, so he may actually be a foreigner who comes from a family tree of terrorists.
We're a long line of assholes.
But that didn't stop CBS from getting misty-eyed as their martyr defiantly marched out of ICE captivity the other day, throwing up peace signs like he's the Abby Hoffman of this generation, detained for the mere act of expressing himself.
They said that I am actually promoting violence, which is not true.
Jihadi? Jihadi who?
I am a peaceful man.
Okay, maybe he killed a Jew or two, but why dwell on the semantics?
In America, I go by Mohsen, like Moses with an N.
He practically is a Jew.
Jews! Go back to Poland!
Shh, we're not supposed to say the quiet part out loud. The woke bullshit will continue now with MRC-TV Ends Culture. I'm your host, Justine Brooke Murray. At this point, it's a given for our trifecta of terrorist-pitying TV networks to parade around every societal miscreant who faces the bare minimum of consequences for their savagery as if they've survived the depths of hell.
It's a storm. The way how I see it, this is a storm.
When you walk through a storm, keep your head held high.
Being starved and tortured under the captivity of one of the world's most genocidal death cults for 583 days as your family guesses whether you're alive or not? That's a cakewalk compared to getting a free bed and religiously conscious meals at a processing center after you've invaded our nation on behalf of that same death cult.
After 16 days in detention, he walked out of the courthouse and spoke to a group of supporters.
They'll likely refer to that schmuck as a kidnapped hostage more times than Gaza's last living American hostage. In fact, America's taxpayer-sponsored media gave his captors a pat on the back for finally releasing him after he miraculously survived their game of Russian roulette. If journalists are supposed to be a watchdog against authoritarianism, don't you think other journalists would blink when America's government-sponsored media uses your taxpayer dollars to idolize America's enemies?
For many people gathered here, Nasrallah was a father figure.
Wouldn't their competing networks of agendaless truth tellers find it more appropriate PBS follows Al Jazeera's lead by bankrolling off their own constituents instead? Oh, right. We're talking about the West-hating Western media, of course, where virtue signaling for the people who want you exterminated wins you brownie points and golf claps among our loafer class of dilettantes. That's why denying the existence of Gaza's hostages altogether and calling medical examiners filthy for having the nerve to discover your terrorist hero strangled babies to death wins you a coveted Pulitzer, or here demanding they sexually butcher more young girls.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if rapes happen on October 7th.
Wins you a glowing profile as the New York Times sexiest man of the year.
He is
Hot.
very attractive and very cool and genuinely a good person.
Didn't he go to war and literally lose his eye because some mujahideen, a brave soldier, his eye hole with their Isn't that how he lost his eye? Because he got his eye hole? America deserved 9/11, dude. I'm saying it.
Perhaps this is why our woke watchdogs get so disoriented whenever they're called the enemy of the people, to the point they must insist they're not over and over again.
What we are not is the enemy of the people, and what we are not is the enemy of the state.
The lady doth protest too much, methinks.
Instead, our modern-day Durchstürmers wipe their hands clean of the blood libels they've published for years and gaslight their own targets for the hatred they've waged against them this entire time.
Who's creating more hate right now in the world? Do you say Barstool Sports and white men or college campuses?
Deep down, they're just the same spoiled brats cranked out by our uterine indoctrination camps responsible for breeding our media industry's most esteemed propagandists. They're just outgrown. That wraps today's episode. Make sure you tune into my show every week where I bring you the left's most insane moments and expose their latest attempts to weaken the West. Then hit the like on YouTube, plus on Rumble, follow us on social media, comment below what you think, and don't cave to the leftist media agenda. If you like the work we do here at MRC, please consider donating at mrc.org/donate. It's the best way to help our movement. Thanks for joining us.